How would you say, how tough is your daily workload?
It's crazy. It's crazy, but it's you know, to whom much is given, much is required. You know, so you gotta just thank God for the opportunity to even have a lot of work. You know, there's people out there, okay, I'm working. There's people out there wishing they had a workload, you know, so I'm working, so it's cool.
That's all right. I always ask people, especially artists, what's your side hustle? Now you're also a film director, and how long have you been directing and producing films, and what got you started in doing that?
Like I said, I own the barbershop, and my personal relationships is with a lot of artists. I know a lot of artists personally just by cutting their hair or hanging out with them, or when they come into Phoenix, I'll be like kind of like the streets, the mayor of the streets, so sort of put it. So one of my buddies was like, man, why don't you, he was doing an internship with Bob Johnson at BET, and he's like, why don't you let me follow you with the camera and just show your life? And so we did Freez TV Volume 1, and that was pretty good. We had Corrupt, Roscoe, the Dog Pound, Spice One, like a lot of West Coast people who I deal with personally who come through my spot and recorded at my studio. Then we did Freez TV Volume 2, and I stepped out more with like Jules Santana, D4L, just touching more people who was coming through the city. And then I did a DVD for a guy named C-Thug. He did for Warner Brothers, it was called I Am Arizona, just like a documentary of his life and his struggle, what he was doing. And then I did another volume of my DVD, and then I started renting movie theaters because I was understanding the licensing and the publishing and airing my movies in the movie theater. You know what I mean? And it grew into more, and like that's why now I'm out here now working on this project called My Life. It's all about my life, just highlighting my life and showing that I really lived the life that a lot of people are dreaming to live. And I don't have a deal, I don't have nothing, you know, this is just strictly off of networking, you know. And like, so we did the Flight 748, you know what I mean, like that's gonna be a project we dropping right before the My Life to get the people ready. And it's just focusing on ascending, you know, leaving one place and going to another place. And what better way to travel than by plane? You know what I mean? We're not wasting no time. So, you know, we went in the studio, I recorded 7 songs in 48 hours, and we just turned it into an EP that we're gonna drop called Flight 748. And it's just, you know, it's just been a lot of work, man, and just putting it all together. But the DVDs is what's grown into the music, you know what I mean? It all, because on all my DVDs I did all of the scores. So it's just, you know, it's work.
That's all right. Well, with that being said, do you feel that you work at making your skill set versatile, or does it just come natural to you?
It kind of comes natural. Like, not to be bragging or boasting, but it kind of comes. Everything I've done in my life, I've been pretty good at it. You know, I haven't been the best because I don't think I've applied myself the way I was taught to like focus and pay attention. But I've done enough to be good, and this go around, I'm trying to do enough to be great. You know what I mean? So it's a transition of going from good to great. So now it's just, you know, if I know I can just go show up and score 10 points, if I work on it, I should be able to score 20. You know what I mean? And so that's how I'm looking at this whole approach now. We working hard, and if all of the accolades and all of the, like, I've got to you just strictly off of independent work. So now if we keep working, there's no telling where we will be next, you know. So.
Now, with you being a director, I want to ask you a non-related, music-related question. What is your favorite movie of all time?
Harlem Nights. It's tatted on me. True to it, Harlem Nights, man. The only movie that the black people left with the money at the end of the movie. You feel me? That's the only movie at the end of the movie the black people left with all the money. And then you got to think, that was the biggest movie for me growing up, you know what I mean, just black people. Like all of the biggest stars, all of the starting outs, the greats, I don't think there'll probably ever be a movie with that caliber of cast. You know what I mean? Like that's my dream, is to possibly do a Harlem Nights 2. Like where did they go when they left? You know, they left with all the money, you know. we know Sugar dead, but what about Quick? What he up to? You know what I mean? Like, it's just, yeah, that's my favorite movie. I love that movie, man.
All right, that's a tip. I like that.